It's Monday, August 28th. You've seen the title, you know what this is about. My thoughts on this new ASAP Mob Cozy Tapes 2. My definition of the Cozy Tapes thus far is like hanging out with a bunch of friends in high school and constantly getting yourself into mischief and trouble. Even in this tape, they have a skit with the principal, and I can completely see myself in high school listening to this entire tape. So knowing it brings me back to a time where all my friends and I would listen to music. You're at the lunch table, outside the school, maybe skip some classes. Like, this is kind of the vibe that it gives. This is the soundtrack you'd be listening to while you're doing all that stuff in high school, at least in my opinion. And that's kind of how the mixtape runs. It's like a bunch of people that are cool with each other, making music, not really taking it too serious, but still trying to deliver something somewhat entertaining. So on this tape, did they succeed? Yes and no. I think Cozy Tapes is a little too cozy. They have a rhythm, they have a style, they have a way that they tend to make music and put it out. I think with a lot of this project, it depends on, your enjoyment of the specific artist that's on each track. I mean, speaking for myself, I can say that there's a lot of tracks on here that I'm afraid to go into, and a lot of tracks on here that I'm afraid to listen to, because I'm always fearful that because one of my favorite artists is on this project, there's going to be a different guy who's going to also ruin it. That's how a lot of it runs with people like A$AP Rocky and Playboi Carti, for instance. I mean, I love A$AP Rocky on a lot of these tracks. As good as A$AP Rocky is, he cannot save all of these tracks. And the biggest issue I think I have with this project is that it's clouded with too many other people, to the point where the few people that I do really enjoy on this thing, I can't really listen to without having to listen to everybody else too. Playboi Carti on this thing is like all over the project, and I'm wondering why. Not because he's just that trash of an artist, which in my opinion he is, but it's like getting a volleyball player to try and play football for the first time. It's just not gonna work. Playboi Carti is on tracks for way too long, but I don't mind him being on these tracks. It's just they're giving him open space to rap, and he's not a good rapper. We've established this months ago. Playboi Carti doesn't have anything to offer lyrically, so I'm wondering why they give him this much space on so many tracks to actually give a verse. If all he's gonna do is give me ad-libs, then keep him on a hook. If he's not gonna say anything, keep him on a hook. Then the tracks where he is actually on a hook, like the one with A$AP Rocky and Big Shawn, which I think is a pretty dope track. I would have really preferred if A$AP Rocky and Big Shawn would have interchanged each other's verses and like come in at one point, stop at one point, come in at one point, stop at one point, like A$AP Rocky and A$AP Ferg did on A$AP Ferg's new project. But on this track, Playboi Carti sounds like he's in a toilet in the fourth dimension with the lid closed. I don't know why it's so distorted, honestly, but it just does not work for me. I just wonder why they give a rapper who is well aware of the fact that he is so lyrically subpar so much space to rap on a track where he has nothing to say. On this project, Please Shut Up is one of my on and off tracks. Like, I could see myself listening to this if I was smoking, if I was high, but if I'm sober, the only thing I can think about while listening to the track is getting high. So you guys let me know in the comment section below, what is the vibe of Please Shut Up? What does it give you? What setting does it put you in? Because I don't like the track from a hook standpoint. I think the hook is really repetitive and also kind of annoying at some points, but I can see where it's appropriate. A$AP Rocky and Gucci Mane give me some really good flows, so I'm like, I shouldn't really be mad at this, but I feel like I'm not in the right mood to listen to it. When I am high, I feel like that's gonna be the moment where I'm like, oh man, I like this a lot now. Because although it's simple and it's not that much to it, I just can't find myself disliking it to the point where I could say it's a bad track. Although the Please Shut Up gets annoying after a little while, it starts to grow on me the more I listen to this track. Smooky, MarGielaa, I think that's the name, sounds just like 24 Hours. On the track Black Card that features A$AP Rocky, where I guess he sticks to the theme of the track, but it's not good enough for me to say, wow, I really want to come back to this. And the fact that it's only like less than 2 minutes, I believe. Be Your Friend is the one track on here that really made me want to just jump off a cliff. Yes, it's that bad. I can comfortably say that the beginning of this project has really nothing on the second half of it. And although it's I think 16, 17 tracks long, like 2-3 of these songs on here are skits. One of the skits which I really found hilarious is when the principal says, "You do not wish to be left off bad and bougie. Please report to the gym at 2:30." Like I said, the skits actually make a theme for this album of where I would be when listening to it, so I really do like that. I would say the major negatives to this project is the fact that it's so loaded with features that you don't really want to listen to it for your favorite artist because you feel like it's going to get ruined by somebody who you don't like or you feel like has nothing to offer to the track. And that's kind of my issue with ASAP Mob in general, is that there's such a big skill gap with all the members. Like, it's either ASAP Ferg, ASAP Rocky, maybe ASAP Nast, or I don't know if it's supposed to be Nasty, and then it's just everybody else. Then throw Playboi Carti in here for no reason, and it's like, what are you left with? Like, Get the Bag isn't a bad song, but it's only not bad because ASAP Rocky gives a great performance on the track. If he wasn't on it, no reason to listen to it. But I will tell you, the track on here that I was probably shocked with was Bahamas, where Lil Yachty opens up and gives the strongest verse I've heard him give in a long time. I didn't even have to get over his voice, he was flowing so nice. Everybody's got that urgent flow. They got a Rough Rider mentality on this track. Every person fits it well. A couple features that could have been off, but for the most part, they don't ruin the track. I think the worst thing they did for this entire project is put What Happens on here, because it's easily the best track on this entire project, right? But it shows you just how subpar all the other songs on this thing really are. And it proves my point as to why I put Pro Era ahead of ASAP Mob. We got Joey, we got Michi Darko, we got Nick Caution. This is just like the Beast Coast anthem. And Playboi Carti is even on this track, and for the first time I'm just like, wow. To quote Team 4 Stars Vegeta, never have I needed something so much and never known until I received it. There's like 8 or 9 people on this track, but you wouldn't know it by how well they flow and interchange lyrics. It's like they're never giving complete verses, but they keep coming back to finish what each other started. They work as a team unless it's just solo rappers on this track. Raph is like such a confusing track, because like I said, I like it. I like all the members on it, but it's like, why do you need Uzi, Carti, and Quavo on the same song? Like, these are 3 hookmen. Okay, sorry, you can either get Lil Uzi or Playboi Carti for the ad-libs in the background the whole time, and Quavo for the hook, but all 3 of them on one track, it's like, why? It just really, I asked the question, why do you guys think that they're on this? For the first time, we get rapping Frank Ocean back in the building. Unfortunately, we get the different verse from Frank Ocean that's also put on this, but like, I want to see more Frank Ocean, more rapping Frank Ocean, but I don't think the other verse was needed because it doesn't flow into the track in the slightest. So unfortunately, this project, while it is good in some aspects, it falls short in so many others, because I find myself going to this thing solely for ASAP Rocky and sometimes for ASAP Ferg, maybe sometime for Nas, but he's barely on this thing as well. Hoping to get a decent feature like the Schoolboy Q one or the Pro Era collab. I'm not coming to this thing for ASAP Mob. I'm coming to it for ASAP Rocky, Ferg, and a couple features. That's pretty much it. ASAP Rocky is like the elder sibling, and his mom makes him take his little siblings everywhere else he goes. I've kind of talked enough about this. It's not really that much to it. You accept it for what it is, look at it from a pretty objective standpoint, in the sense that it's not there to give you any kind of message or cohesive idea. It's pretty much just there to give you more of what the first Cozy tapes did, but in a less interesting, less compelling, less entertaining way, in my opinion. In this tape, like I said, the skill gap between Ferg and Rocky is just so much further than everybody else. It seems even bigger than it was before. Playboi Carti being scattered all over this thing where he doesn't need to be, and the features actually doing better than the members of the rest of ASAP Mob is crazy. But hey, if you enjoyed the project, please keep listening to it. I'm not here to try to convince you to stop listening to it. I'm just giving my opinion. ASAP Mob, Cozy Tapes 2. Hope you enjoyed the video. It's been Shawn C. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.